micro boat versus micro boat. Almost hooked me in the face. Oh, it came off. Oh yeah, that's a big one. That's a big one. Woo, it's a little nipply out here today, guys. Steven, what's up, man? The temperature probably dropped and you're wearing short sleeves. Are you crazy?
Tell me about, not tell me this is gonna happen.
I do. I mean, I was checking the weather last night and it said it was gonna drop to like from 80 something to 50 overnight. Boom. Probably good for fishing, right? Massive cold front that comes through. Probably not the best thing for fishing, but we're gonna have to deal with it. You know, if old Lojo's wearing a jacket, it's getting pretty cold because for the last 6 months I've been wearing shorts and, you know, long sleeve white UV shirts to protect me from the sun. But geez, it's about to be a little chilly today. Hopefully that will usher in like the fall transition, because we have been stuck in a summer fishing a summer fishing trend for literally 6 months. Look, Steven's cold. He's wearing shorts. Luckily, it is gonna warm up a little bit throughout the day, so you should be all right. As you can see, we got the SS Minnow Johnson poorly secured in the back of my truck with like what, 8 feet of it, Steven, hanging off? I'm sorry, all law enforcement people watching this right now that are just cringing. I'm so sorry. I normally trailer this thing, but long story, my trailer's kind of messed up. I'm doing the best I can. Big shout out to Steven and his micro boat because it's properly secured. There's only a couple feet of it hanging out of the bed.
But
look,
we're out of date.
Oh, and we're out of date. Let's not show that on camera. Yeah, you're only a month out of date. That's not even that bad. You can just say, hey, I filed my paperwork. I'm just waiting for my new title to come in or something like that. So we're gonna have a little micro boat versus micro boat dealio today. But first, obviously we're in the Walmart parking lot for a reason. We're not out here to get kicked out by the cops like we did last time. You remember that? When the cops came rolling up on us. Before we start our little fishing challenge today, we're gonna hop in Walmart and get a couple things. Hopefully we don't get yelled at for filming in Walmart, because that seems to be happening to me a lot more lately. Walmart, come on, holler at your boy Lojo. Free publicity. Why are you kicking me out? Walmart, if you can record us, we can record you, right? I mean, come on, this is America. All right, Steven, we are in here. So what I'm thinking is now that the weather's kind of cooled off a little bit, maybe we could talk just a little bit about fall fishing and kind of what our preferences are, you know, as far as lure selections or fishing techniques, and just kind of grab a hodgepodge of stuff really quick, because we want to go fishing. You know, we're wasting daylight right now. Why don't you start us off with maybe what you're thinking of throwing today? I see you looking at the top water stuff over here. I like where your head's at. Oh, you looking at the walking bait type style?
Yeah, walking bait. That looks pretty good right there.
Yeah, that's the little chugging spook too. You cool about that color? It's kind of like it's like a white bottom with a translucent side and a yellow top with a blue face and a red mouth. That's a lot of things.
Muddy water, bro.
That's true. There is some muddy water out here. Okay, well that's not a bad pick. I'm kind of in a spinnerbaiting kind of mood. I mean, we were just talking about how muddy this water is, and it's hard to beat a spinnerbait in muddy water. I'm gonna go with like a 3/8 ounce. It's kind of a good all-around size. I'm gonna get a white and chartreuse. I normally would just go with a white, Steven, but with this muddy water, that little bit of chartreuse might actually help it stand out a little bit more. But it's just a double, well, that's actually a willow and Colorado blade. I like that too. There's like a gold blade and silver blade. So we got all kinds of things going on there. Boom, that's my choice, number one. Steven's like, hey, I'm definitely getting one too. You're right. Yeah, I mean, we could, you know, I could get the willow leaf blades, you could get the thumper blades and just kind of give them a little something different, you know?
I was thinking muddy water and that, what kind of blade is that called?
That's Colorado, the big fat one. Yeah, but yeah, it does make more vibrations, so. I think either way will be good, but it is really muddy. And it did rain the other day too, so it might even be muddier than normal. So you might be onto something with that. You guys already know what time it is. I'm a huge lipless crankbait fan in the fall. Now, I don't know if it's fall yet or if this is just an anomaly with the weather, but I want a white lipless crankbait. I mean, they're just so good. I've got a couple different options here. I actually like this one with the black back. I wonder if that'll show up a little bit better in this dirty water. Got the little blood marks on his gills and got some red hooks like he's injured. Little red eye shad, strike king. It's gonna be hard to beat that bad boy. Steven's over here looking for a square bill, which would definitely be a good choice, but he's having a hard time finding a color that he wants. Hey, welcome to Walmart, my friend. They're not gonna have all the colors for sure. This ain't Bass Pro.
I'm gonna do that.
That's an interesting color. It's like a dark green gold, almost like a golden shiner type color. That's really interesting. I'll be interested to see how that works. I think we're definitely gonna have to go the jig route at some point there, Steven, even with the weather being the way it is. Hopefully these bass are chasing with bait and stuff. I don't know, there's a ton of timber out there. You know the place I'm talking about, and I think the jig is really gonna be the way to go, but I'm gonna have to find the right size. 1/2 ounce is gonna be way too big There we go. A little 3/8 ounce jiggy jig. Drag that around some timber if they're not like actively chasing. You never know what they're gonna be eating till you get out there.
I got the most oddest colors of everything almost.
You did get some odd colors. You got some really odd colors. Odd square bill. Honestly, your jig and your square bill almost match. That's kind of weird. And then that.
And the walking bait too.
Walking bait had some weird colors. We almost forgot a dang chatterbait, Steven. Can you believe we almost walked out of here without getting a black and blue chatterbait for this dirty water? What are we even thinking? We need to find trailers for everything we just bought, right? I mean, we got jigs, we've got chatterbaits, we've got spinnerbaits, and I don't know about you, I'm a big trailer guy. Like, I like to have some kind of a trailer on a lure that can take a trailer. So for our spinnerbait, which is white, I'm looking for like a white something. Like, oh, that might be it right there. That's like the only paddle tail that I'm seeing. Go with that for the spinnerbait. Now I need something that's gonna, I could get like a black and blue crawl that would match this, the chatterbait and the jig. All right, I think I found a crawl that could work for both our chatterbait and our jig. It's just a little rage crawl, a little black and blue. Wish this Walmart had Guggen baits, but they do not, and I'm running dangerously low on all my crawl style Guggen baits. Steven's found some cool little trailers.
I'm gonna get this for my spinnerbait.
What is that? Like a little, just a little wacky waving inflatable arm flailing tube man kind of deal?
Yeah, right.
Oh, you're gonna use the net bait. Oh, the chunk. Yeah, that'd be perfect for a jig. It's a little bit smaller than that crawl was.
Let me check my jig. I'm gonna match the hatch.
I think that's it right there, dude.
Right there.
No, that one. All right, so we got a few lures that we think might work. It's time to get out to the spot and launch our micro boats. We may talk about what we're fishing a little bit, but we're gonna get straight to the action today, guys. We're also gonna have to figure out, Steven, like how we're gonna judge who wins this thing. Oh, there'll be a punishment too. Yes, we will do a punishment as well. We're gonna figure all that out on the way. We'll see you guys at the water. Guys, this weather is shaping up to be beautiful. It's like 62 degrees, there's a slight breeze, but the water temperature didn't like drop dangerously overnight. So hopefully these fish had not been shut down by this little cold spurt. I don't know how I could not start with the lipless crankbait. I've been catching a lot of fish lately on lipless crankbait. I think I'm also gonna throw the chatterbait with the crawl trailer. So that gives me kind of like a light moving bait and a dark moving bait. So whether, you know, hopefully whichever one they're chasing, we can hit either one of them with that. May go ahead and tie on something else. I don't know. We're gonna use some other tackle if we have to. Oh yeah, definitely probably put the jig on one of my other rods too, just for the heck of it, but that's a good little start right there. All right, boys, we got the micro boats side by side. What do you guys think? They both have their advantages and their disadvantages. I don't know. I mean, what do they always say, Steven? It's not the vessel, it's the angler. You know what I mean? Like, that's what they say. I don't know. Now, before we launch, Steven, how are we doing this? Are we doing best 5 fish? Are we doing most fish? Or are we doing biggest fish? I'm gonna give you the option because you're the guest. This is one of my home ponds. Well, big fish? I mean, honestly, that's the easiest way to do it. Now, do you have a scale? We'll stay close. Okay, so just biggest fish, straight up biggest fish. Okay, I like it. Loser has to. We were talking about jumping in the pond, but it got really cold last night. Yeah, I don't think that's such a good idea. How about the loser has to buy lunch? That's a simple, you know, but I'm a big boy, so I like to eat a lot. So a lunch with me could run you about 30 bucks. So deal? All right, cool, man. Let's go. I'm kidding. 3 hours, let's go. Woo! Steven's getting rigged up there still. I think I'm gonna go with just a straight up lipless crank, work some of this medium depth water over here, and just kind of cover some water, you know? Try to find these jokers, because we don't know where they are. Nor do we ever. So this is a great search bait for that purpose of just finding where the fish are. Oh, there's one. I got one. Oh, he came off, little joker. Look, I got his scale. Got his scale. He didn't feel real big, but that would have been nice to get that first fish. Oh, there was, I don't know if that was a log or what. Guy might be on top of him. Forgot to put my wheels up like a real rookie. That would explain why I was getting stuck on stuff. There's one. Oh, that feels good too. Oh, that feels good. That feels really good. Please stay on. Please don't get snagged. Dude, that's a good fish, man. Oh yeah, that's a big one. That's a big one. That's a big one. God, my net's not set up either. Oh man, that's a good one, Steven. That's going to be one of those ones that might win the competition. Oh boy. Don't you dare say that. Oh man, that's a big, that's a five more plus. Oh, yeah, it's a 4. It's a 4. Whew. Well, maybe not. It keeps shrinking. Let's whip out that old scale and see what's going on here. Lipless crank. Look at that. That's a hardy fish right there too, man.
That's a 4.5.
That's a 4 at least for sure. I feel like it's a 4. Let's get an official weight on this girl. That way we kind of know where we stand. Long fish. It's a 3 and 3.5 maybe. Yeah, 3.8. 3.8. So that's where we stand so far. So that's almost 3.5 exactly. All right. Of course, I know we weighed the grippers too, but as long as Steven weighs the grippers.
It's zeroed out.
Oh, it's zeroed out for that. Cool. Beautiful fish right there. Nice way to start the day, Steven. All right, buddy. All right, Steven. Well, that's not, you know, I thought it was like a 5 when I first saw it flash.
He was trying to beat me right off the first fish, man. It wasn't happening.
That's so funny too, because Steven was literally like right there, and I casted back at these 2 trees, and I was like, you know what? There's got to be one there. Well, you got to figure. I mean, look at these laydowns, guys, right next to each other. I mean, you pull any lure down Main Street right there, you feel like there should be fish hanging out. So, all right, the lead has been taken early on. The white lipless crank, guys, continues to be just a go-to lure for me in the fall. I mean, it's a great search bait. It's a fun bait to fish because you can power fish the heck out of it, just chucking wind. Doesn't take a lot of skill to fish, so any of you beginner anglers, I mean, this would be almost lure number 1 that I would recommend for a beginner angler in the fall. I mean, or any time of year really, but especially for me in the fall. I'm gonna give the lipless just a little bit of a break. I'm just curious about throwing this jig around some of this isolated wood cover. Like this laydown right here, that's kind of out by itself a little bit. I really want to hit it with the jig a couple times, just so I know that I did, so I don't have to think, what if there was a bass there, but he didn't want to chase anything. About the old black and blue chatterbait, we haven't really thrown that much yet today, and chatterbait bite can be very exciting. So we gotta find these jokers. I don't know if that first fish was a fluke or what, because I got a couple bites right off the bat with that lipless crankbait. But since then, the bite has kind of slowed down a little bit. But to me, all that tells me is we just need to find these fish better. Is that a fish? Do I have a fish on there? Yeah, and he was running right at me. That was the weirdest bite of all time. I thought I had grass, so I pulled up. I don't think this is an upgrade, but it'd been, oh, he came off. God, he got leverage on me, and you guys didn't see, I got snagged off camera and I had to clip one of my treble hooks. So that probably did not help. So now I only have 5 hooks instead of 6, and that could have been the one that let him loose. I don't think it was an upgrade, but it looked like maybe like another 3-pounder, which would have been nice to have right off this stuff right here. Well, I shouldn't be throwing this lipless crank anymore after cutting that hook off, but oh dude, something big just waked in there. Whoa. Yeah, we might be going the right direction now. Oh, dude. Oh, God, something tried to get it. I knew there was fish back here. Here we go. Oh, just missed it. No freaking way. There's probably a 5-pounder sitting back here. Nice and easy. Oh, golly. I hit a root and I was like, whoa, hey there. I think it was going so fast he couldn't get it. And then he got freaked out. Now we're both like nervous and missing the spot now. Oh, yep, I think so. Well, I got something. Yeah, it is. It's a fish. I don't know if it was the one or not. I'm sorry, Steven, if it was. I'm sorry, buddy. Got to get him in before the treble hook fails me. Guy, he only had 1 treble in his freaking snout. That's a hardy fish, man. Man, that is a freaking thick fish, dude. Both the fish I've caught today, even that other one that I hooked, felt really hardy. Look how freaking thick that fish is. Shoulders. Ah! Head and shoulders. I don't think we need to weigh him. Solid 1.25 pounds. But just to remind everybody where we are, we're in the back of this pond, and it's like a foot deep right there. Might be a little bit deeper out there. We think, yeah, so Steven's running aground right where he is, but I know this pond pretty well. There's like a deep little hole back there, and that's kind of what we're casting into right now. And it looks like we were right. It looks like there are fish back there. And heck, honestly, Steven, there's probably more than just the one. Steven just had a shot on his dang topwater lure. And who knows if that was the one or not. There could be multiple. It could be 2, 3, 4, 5 fish stacked up back here. Well, we've got a solid 3.5 pound lead. Steven is still working on his first fish. He's had a couple bites, and he actually had a big one for a minute, but kind of, I think he got wrapped up in a brush pile and lost it. But I gotta be honest with you, I don't feel particularly confident in a 3.5 pound fish lead. I mean, I'd like to have a 4 or 5, you know, that would make me feel a little bit more confident. And I'm gonna keep on chucking the old lipless crank. I've thrown the other lures a little, you know, here and there, but I haven't really felt the same confidence as I feel with this lipless crankbait. So as long as this wind is ripping like it is and the fish are at least maintaining some sort of interest, I'm gonna keep on throwing it. Man, you guys won't believe it, but I caught the biggest stick. Biggest free-floating stick in the pond. And the hooks come right out. Gotta love it. Oh, little guy. Well, he was little, but that's why we fish Texas rig, guys. I switched to Texas rig off camera, throwing like a little big ribbon tail worm in these trees, and there he was, the second cast. Something was nibbling on me, but I think it was a small guy. You guys missed it. Me and Steven were just in a little bit of a conundrum. I accidentally rammed Steven's boat, long story. And then once I rammed his boat and got around him, his fishing line was still out and was wrapped around me and almost hooked me in the face. So some cool things going on here. Make sure you guys go check out his video and maybe you can see all this stuff. Look, we're about to crash into each other again. Steven's got him another one. What is going on? Steven's starting to catch up a little bit. Not with the big bass, but he's starting to figure him out. It's kind of making me nervous a little bit. I may need to make a beeline over there and cut him off at the pass. Steven, we got about 15 minutes left for you to make a grand comeback. I mean, if you're catching fish, it's hard to put whatever it is down, even though they're not the right size. I'm just kind of dragging this jig, hoping I can get one more good bite. Just solidify this thing. Steven got him another one. Any good? Same size. Man, you figured out the pattern. They're just not the right size. Steven's actually got me beat in numbers now, right? I know, I told you, I let you choose. Could have been numbers, size, bag, and he chose biggest fish. If we were doing a numbers competition, he would have literally just taken the lead. Well, guys, this is what it's come to right here. Feet propped up, boats basically attached by the wind, just kind of hanging out. Couple guys throwing Texas rigs, you know. The bite has just ended. Bird's nests are being cast. Got one. Oh, I'm wrapped up though. Yep, I'm wrapped up on something. I don't know if he's still on there or not. Dang it, guys. I don't know what I'm even, oh, yep, came off. Oh, finally got a bite. It's been a long time since I even had a bite. And there he was, and there he went. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I'm sad, depressed, don't like the way this challenge ended at all, but hopefully you guys had a good time watching it. As you guys can see, I got the old SS Minnow Johnson loaded up. We're actually about to load up Steven's little micro floating bathtub right now. I hope you guys enjoyed this video idea. You know, it's just something me and Steven been wanting to do for a long time, because he fishes out of his little boat a lot. I obviously fish out of my little boat a lot, and you really don't see boats like mine that often. And even his is kind of unique too, you know? So we thought it would be cool to get them both out here side by side, kind of just see who could catch the biggest fish. Although, in retrospect, Steven definitely should have chosen the most fish, because he smoked me on numbers. I mean, I don't even know what the final number count was, but you like tripled me up as far as numbers. But we let Steven decide, and he decided big fish wins. Somehow I caught the biggest fish of the day right off the bat. if it hadn't been for that fish, we would have been in a very close race, because the other fish that I caught and the fish you caught were probably, you know, 4.5, 2 pounds. So
The fish I lost.
it would have been, well, and we both lost fish that were probably pretty good. You never know. I don't know. But if you guys end up enjoying this video, make sure you smash the thumbs up button. Let me know in the comment section that you enjoyed it. Also, let me know what is your experience with any micro boat, whether it be one of these bad boys or the SS Minnow Johnson or a John boat. Let me know what your experience has been. I'd love to hear from you guys. If you're still watching and you have not subscribed to my channel, what are you doing? It's free. It takes 3 seconds. It's a red button right below the video. Join the Lojo Fishing Fan, the best subscribers on YouTube. Go check out Steven's channel as well. He's going to have today's video up at some point so you can see all the fish that he caught. Anyways, guys, it's time to load the boats up, get on out of here. On to the next fishing adventure. Fist bump, I'm out.